Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Clarkson, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. I absolutely love to sing and give hugs. There's nothing better than sharing a song or a big, warm hug with someone you care about. One sunny morning, I woke up with a huge, happy feeling in my heart. I just knew I needed to give my mom the biggest, bestest hug ever. One that would make her smile all day long. So I put on my favorite sparkly sneakers, the ones that always make me feel extra brave and ready for anything, and set out on my special mission. As soon as I stepped outside, something magical happened. My backyard transformed into a magical cartoon world, full of color and surprises. The grass became a checkerboard of pink and yellow, and my fence turned into giant crayons as if I'd stepped right into a storybook. I took a deep breath and stepped onto the silly musical grass. Each square made a funny sound like a giggle or a pop, making me laugh out loud. I couldn't help but jump from square to square, giggling and waving at the ladybugs who were having a picnic on a giant daisy, their tiny plates piled high with cookie crumbs. "Good luck, Kelly!" they cheered, their voices tiny but full of excitement, making me feel like I had a whole team cheering me on. I waved back, my heart fluttering with excitement and my feet ready to dance down the path of adventure. My mission was simple: find Mom and deliver the most magical, loving hug she'd ever received. The world around me was bursting with surprises: twinkling flowers, singing birds, and even a butterfly that winked at me. I was ready for anything. I started my journey, my heart full of joy, sneakers sparkling with every step, and a big smile on my face. The sky was bright, the clouds looked like cotton candy, and I just knew this would be the best adventure ever. All for a hug. I couldn't wait to see what magical things I'd discover next. Let's see where my adventure takes me. My path led me into a field of singing flowers, sunflowers with deep, rumbling voices and bluebells that chimed with the sweetest melodies. The air shimmered with their music, and every step I took seemed to awaken a new chorus of sound. It was as if the whole meadow was alive, welcoming me with a magical symphony. The flowers danced and sang as I walked by, their petals swaying in perfect time with the gentle breeze. The music filled the air, wrapping around me like a warm, joyful hug. I felt as if I was part of a grand celebration, with every flower joining in the fun. I couldn't help but sing along, my voice blending with theirs. The flowers cheered, clapping their leaves and showering me with tiny golden pollen confetti. Their laughter was bright and contagious, echoing across the field. Suddenly, a fuzzy purple caterpillar named Wiggles appeared, wearing a tiny top hat and carrying a twig baton. He introduced himself as the Flower Orchestra's conductor, bowing with a flourish and a twinkle in his eye. Wiggles offered to show me a shortcut to the Giggling River, promising it would be the most musical path I'd ever taken. He seemed to know every flower and every note in the field. He climbed onto my shoulder and pointed the way with his twig baton, humming a cheerful tune as we set off together. I felt lucky to have such a whimsical guide. "Go past the giggling daisies and turn at the sleepy poppies," he said, his voice full of excitement. The flowers seemed to giggle and yawn as we passed, making the journey even more delightful. I thanked Wiggles and the singing flowers for the wonderful concert and their kindness. Their music would stay with me long after I left the field. The flowers waved their petals goodbye, swaying in the breeze as if wishing me luck on my journey. Their voices faded into a gentle hum behind me. With Wiggles as my new friend and companion, my journey felt even more magical and full of surprises. I couldn't wait to see what adventures awaited us next. I was getting closer to my mom, and her big, warm hug. The thought filled me with hope and excitement. Next stop, the Giggling River. I hurried forward, ready for the next chapter of my adventure. Soon, I heard laughter bubbling from the Giggling River, a sound so cheerful it made the trees sway and the birds sing along. The river seemed to be alive with joy, its giggles echoing through the valley and making everyone nearby smile. The water sparkled with fizzy bubbles, each one giggling as it popped. It was as if the river itself was telling a funny story, and every bubble was a punchline. The sunlight danced on the surface, making the whole scene shimmer with happiness. On a lily pad sat King Ferdinand, a bright orange frog with purple spots and a crooked crown perched on his head. He looked both regal and silly, with a wide grin that made it impossible not to smile back. His eyes twinkled with mischief and kindness. "Welcome. What brings you to my river?" he asked in a voice that sounded like a gentle splash. I told him about my hug mission, and Wiggles wiggled in agreement, his tail wagging with excitement. King Ferdinand listened closely, nodding with understanding. King Ferdinand loved my quest and called for his royal boat, a giant hollowed-out watermelon. We climbed aboard, and as we floated across the river, the king kept us entertained with his silliest jokes and funny stories. Laughter filled the air, and even the fish seemed to smile. The river giggled along, splashing us with happy, tickly water that made us laugh even harder. It felt like the river was joining in the fun, sending little waves to play with us. Soon, we reached the other side, still smiling from all the joy. King Ferdinand wished me luck on my hug quest, giving me a royal wave and a big, froggy smile. I thanked him for the wonderful ride and all the laughs we shared, feeling grateful for my new friend and the memories we made together. My adventure was getting more wonderful with every step. The next challenge was just ahead, and I could feel excitement bubbling inside me. With Wiggles by my side and laughter in my heart, I was ready for anything. Onward to Rainbow Mountain. In front of us rose Rainbow Mountain, stripes of color curving up to the sky. My mom's house was on the other side. The path was a smooth yellow stripe, warm under my sneakers. As we climbed, pastel clouds floated by, pink, blue, green, each with a sleepy, smiling face. A pink cloud floated over. "You're on an important journey," it whispered. I told the cloud about my hug mission. The clouds gathered and formed a big, bouncy staircase in the sky. "Hop on," they whispered. I bounced from cloud to cloud, Wiggles holding tight, laughing all the way. The clouds carried us to the top of Rainbow Mountain. The view was amazing. I could see everything. Just one more step to reach my mom. The adventure was almost complete. From the top, I spotted my mom's house in the garden below. The clouds floated us down, landing softly at the garden's edge. "Mom!" I shouted, running as fast as I could. She turned, smiling wide, and opened her arms. I ran into her hug, the biggest, warmest, happiest hug in the world. All my tiredness melted away. Wiggles cheered, and even the sunflowers seemed to smile. Suddenly, all my new friends appeared, singing flowers, King Ferdinand, and the fluffy clouds. Everyone celebrated our hug with music and laughter. My cartoon adventure was a success. I had found my mom and delivered the biggest hug ever, and everyone everywhere felt happy. The end.